Hello and welcome to the 8th tutorial of the SolidWorks learning course. So guys, today we'll be learning about the ellipse and the type of ellipse and two other options that are under the ellipse types, which are parabola and conic. So under the tools option we have here ellipse, so ellipse, partial ellipse, parabola and conic. So we'll be learning all of this for today, the basic usage of them and how to create them in a sketch. So as a dummy, I'll use the front plane and click on the sketch. I'll go up here. First I'll click the ellipse as seen from the figure, and as mentioned earlier that since we have only one dot in the middle, which means that one it only needs one point to be clicked, such as if I click at the origin and if I jump out of it, so I'll be creating one ellipse. So once it's created, I have to move, or I have to create it accordingly to my requirement, such as it gives me the overall radius of the area and also the inclined area, or you can say the angled that I need to create. It's a distance from the center to the parabolic end as shown here in this point, and this is from the center of the conic towards the end, which is always going to be fixed. So if I move it this way, it's give me an old shape this way, and if I jumped up here and I moved it this way, it gives me the direction this way. So once I create it, it's done. I can change its dimension, and there it looks like. So the second option we have is the partial ellipse, which means that I can create a partial ellipse or something like this. If I have to click at the middle and I have to go up like this. Once I create the ellipse as I created earlier in the ellipse one, then I have to move the circle either way I want it. For example, if I want the ellipse arc just up till this much, I can. It only depends upon the type of sketch you are going to make, because there are many complex sketches where we have to make an inclined, or we have to make something like the arc of this shape, which is not possible to build with the central arc or with the circle perimeter arc. So in those cases we have to use this one. So we'll be using this in our professional tutorials, so stay tuned guys with us. And this is how it's created. For example, if I wanted to create this much, there you go. So I can also add up a line from here to this point to close this, and it can be something that we need. So moving on, we have two more options to go guys. The third one is parabola. The parabola, okay, this the ideology is that if I click here, I have to click a little more down on this point, and this my parabola is done. So I have to have a kind of arc for this one. So I have to click one more time, and then I have to move either this way or this way. For example, if I need something like this, so guys, there are different geometries, there are different, the ellipse, parabola and the conic, they are all different geometries. The parabola is usually is usually a U towards upside, while the conic is U facing towards downside. So for this one, I have to click two ways like this, and I have to jump up or either have to jump down. For example, if I jumped up in an inclined way, something like this, then this is going to be my conic. So it's done. So these are kind of ellipse and these are kind of parabolic arcs, or the partial ellipse arcs or the conic arcs, which will be used in a kind of sketches, for example a kind of complex sketches which are used. For example, building a bicycle, I remember building a bicycle, it gets harder to incline some of the places. So the center line arc which we used earlier, or the perimeter circle, it doesn't really help the way we need it. Or either the fillets, which we are going to study in the next tutorial, doesn't really help that much. So that's how the usage of these kind of special tools that we have in SolidWorks. So that's all for today. Thank you so much, guys.